Every time I try to film an intro before I go diving, I never catch any fish, so I'm not going to do any long intro this time. I have one goal today, and that's to shoot one fish at least that's not a perch. Got my float tube, spear gun, everything I need. Now we're going to make our way down to the water and get in the water. Here, Orville is diving down to set an anchor for our float tubes under a boulder.
Orville.
There's a safety. Let me show you where it is. Thank you. Got him. Slowest key opens the bottom, there's the tailgate. Well, I don't know how much of a success you would call that. I only got one fish, but before I started the day, that was my goal, so I accomplished it. I'm happy. I forgot to mention earlier that I'm out here with Alex and Jacqueline. They have their own YouTube channel called Seasons to Taste. Check them out. I think you guys would really like their YouTube channel. Now, I've got a recipe that it's a new one. You've never seen it. It's a Korean mix of a fish fry. So I'll show you guys down there. Alex and Orville, they're still diving. So as they finish up their dive, I'm gonna cook up the food, so once they get back on shore, we can all eat it together. It's gonna be delicious. And I gotta get out of this wetsuit. It's so tight, I can barely breathe. Let's get down here. Back down at the beach, we got 4 people. First thing I'm gonna do is fillet the fish. You'll all probably know what that is. You've seen a lot of these in my videos. This is a black rockfish. Next up, Orville shot this. This is an opal eye. See his eye, the color? It's opal. That's why it's called an opal eye. And actually, Orville said he shot this one right there, right through the body. And it looks like it survived another spear from another diver. Right there on top, see that big hole? Didn't get it all the way through, it looks like it just popped off. So this fish is pretty unlucky, I gotta say. This opal eye kind of stinks, honestly. Opal eye smells kind of funky. See, look where it got shot. That's where it got shot before, so I'm gonna cut all that meat out because it looks like it's rotting. Hello. So I got all the sand off, making sure I'm not touching anything sandy. Next step is to salt both sides and let it sit for 10 to 20 minutes. Find that online, find that in the store, because it is the bomb. The ingredients are as follows: wheat flour, salt, white pepper powder, cornstarch, baking soda, and a little bit of MSG. First off, I take a gallon-sized Ziploc bag, pour a bunch of batter in, enough for all the fish fillets you have. So next up, I've got an egg from the chickens back home. Mix that all up into the flour. So just that one egg in the flour is not enough to make it the consistency you want. So take some water and pour in maybe 4 tablespoons. That's how the mix should look. Slightly yellow, nice, thin, yet thick consistency. And that's it. Just put the fish in here, put it in the pan. So while Alex and Orville are out there still diving, this is a good opportunity to talk about dive safety. So you always want to go out with a partner. There's things called shallow water blackout, where you barely even have to dive deep, but you can dive down, black out, you'll be unconscious, but you'll float back up to the top because your wetsuit is so buoyant, but your head will be in the water. Eventually, you'll suffocate and drown. But if you have a partner, he can lift your head up and resuscitate you almost. Not mouth to mouth, but just if your head gets the air, most of the time, at least from the videos I've seen, you'll start breathing again. There's sharks out here. The water temperature is like low 50s to mid 50s, so you can get hypothermia quick. But even though there's a lot of dangers out here, don't let that dissuade you from coming out and giving it a try. Personally, I can't even swim. Honestly, I can't even swim in a kiddie pool. I couldn't even tread water. But with a 7mm wetsuit, you float. You float. It's just like you're wearing a life vest. So that's why you need 20 pounds of lead, 20 pounds of lead around your waist to be able to dive down and compensate for that thick wetsuit. So all it is getting in the water, getting comfortable in the water, overcoming any kind of panic that you have, getting comfortable, clearing your ears, because as you dive down, the pressure builds and builds and builds, but if you clear your ears, you'll pop the pressure out, you'll be fine. But most important thing is come out here, get comfortable, come out here with somebody experienced, and then you'll get better and better as you get acclimated to it.
I think that was the deepest I dove too.
Yeah?
How deep?
Oh, 20.
I only got 3.
He has the last 3 on the stringer.
I think
I just went on a shooting spree.
Yeah, this one too.
We have a bit of a deficit on fish, so I just want to make sure we all go home with something.
So you shot them in mid water, not like on the floor?
They were towards the bottom.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are nice sizes now.
Throwing the pan on, just making sure there's no sand in it. Some avocado oil. So we're gonna fry this up. I'm gonna coat all the fish in this mix. I'm gonna throw them all in here. So for those of you who like Old Bay and all that kind of old school seasoning, you gotta try this, I'm telling you. I'm gonna throw in obviously the bigger ones first because they cook a little faster. So I'm gonna throw those on for about a minute or 2 first and then throw the smaller ones on after. Got no wind guard, so I've got to use this cutting board to stop the wind or else it blows all the heat away. You gotta get this oil up to a good temperature first. Kind of hard, honestly, to get the temperature up.
Yeah, it's pretty windy.
Yeah, it's pretty windy and cold. But so the bigger ones are the opal eye
And shooters.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's part of the opal eye there. That's probably black. Hopefully you got crispy there.
They look really good.
The only thing I don't know might be is too salty, but
No, probably not perfect.
That's not too salty.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
It means I can stop making fun of you now for using too much butter and everything.
yeah. Right.
Did you use butter?
No butter.
No butter?
But avocado oil.
Avocado.
Oh, right.
So just
fancy.
This is really good.
It is really good.
It just needs rice now.
Yeah.
The secret is, I think, just to salt it for about 10-20 minutes first, and then let the salt sink in.
Goes throughout it.
Yeah, the whole fish.
So it's opal eye and the rockfish.
So there's a black rockfish, opal eye, and the black and yellow.
It's really good.
Yeah,
The opal eye
really
different
good.
is really good.
Yeah, how would you say it's different though?
I think texturally it's different. Like the
It's
rockfish a
softening.
little bit, yeah, rockfish a little bit more rubbery. This one's a little bit more flaky, the
Yeah.
opal.
I prefer the opal eye.
Yeah.
I don't know. I prefer the
Oh, really?
How about flavor? I'd say like
Flavor's
opal eye is
similar.
kind of similar. I'd say it's more like musty.
Musty?
Yeah, would you? You know what I mean?
I don't,
Like a
what do you
musty
mean?
kind of flavor, like more like a seaweedy-ish.
I mean, I gotta taste this. Describe it again.
You said musty?
Musty.
Musty.
Like, you know, when you come home from the gym, it's kind of like musty, but not in not in a really bad way.
Maybe.
It has more of a depth of flavor, is that what you mean?
It's different.
True. Yeah, you can put it that way.
That's what I'm saying,
You can definitely tell the
musty.
difference between the two, though.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I just like the old one.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys.
It's just you.
You guys kill that. You Alex.
Yeah, you guys.
How long were we out there?
I finished 2 movies and 2 episodes of Friends. Still that long.